Welcome back again to My Time to Fly. This is a place where we talk about airplanes and pilots and all things aviation. If you don't know me, I'm Corey. I'm a private pilot, pretty basic guy, had an airplane, sold an airplane, but still have a love of aviation and all that it's done for me. Today, I'm just going to take a few minutes and talk about what aviation maybe has done for me and what I think it does for people, for pilots, how I think it has a positive impact in your life. Now, aviation is full of acronyms. Many of you know them, right? There are acronyms like GUMPS or PAVE or I'm safe. All these acronyms that help us remember the things we need to remember. Maybe my favorite is NIAD SWEVN. If you know what NIAD SWEVN is, drop a comment below. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to do that a bunch today. Just comment a bunch on these things we're talking about. Anyways, there's a lot of acronyms about how we fly airplanes, our procedures, things like that. I thought I'd come up with an acronym for why pilots are so awesome. And I promise you, the old H for humble isn't in there. It's kind of a joke. I think a lot of people think pilots are not humble. At the end of the day, I think we're some of the most humble people there are. A lot of pilots, especially the ones that I know, they just want to give experiences. They just want to help people see this awesome thing that we have called aviation. Anyways, my acronym for being a pilot is SCRAPPY. I think pilots are scrappy. And you can probably guess what a lot of those letters mean. I'm going to walk through them, but if you have some guesses or if you have some alternations, if you have some better ideas of what you think the letters should mean in the acronym SCRAPPY, again, stick them down below in the comments. It'll be a fun place just to talk about the things that we think make up being a pilot. Anyway, here's my list and a little bit of description of each one along the way. So my S is skilled. I think pilots are exceptionally skilled. I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about the pilots that I've been around. And I don't say this because I think that pilots innately have some skill to fly airplanes. I mean, they're skilled in a lot of things they do. Pilots are generally skilled in business. I see a lot of successful businessmen as pilots. They're skilled with their hands. They're craftsmen, or what I might call Tecton, which is the brand that I work for. We make hand tools. They're skilled with their hands. You see tons of pilots building airplanes, fixing airplanes, making their airplanes or their communities, their airport communities better. They are simply skilled. I think pilots' skills go beyond the airplane. I think that's because being a pilot forces you to think a little differently. Maybe pilots, I have no data here, but maybe pilots are better drivers because they have to think when they're flying an airplane. They always have to be ahead of the airplane. And if you're ahead of the car as well, you will be a better driver. At the end of the day, I think pilots are just exceptionally skilled people, generally. I'm sure there's some people outside of the lines here, but that's my S. Pilots are exceptionally skilled. Okay, my C. Pilots are great communicators. They have to be, right? In the airplane, you have to be able to communicate well. Whether you're communicating with ATC, communicating with your passengers, communicating with your mechanic about the things that may or may not be going on well with your airplane, these are all critical. You have to be able to communicate what you see, communicate what you feel, communicate clearly, communicate in a way that others understand you. And I think I've always said that this idea of communication brought on when I started flying at 15, and it doesn't matter what age you start flying, it forces you to be better. It has definitely made my career easier, being forced to be a great communicator. And I should try and be humble. I don't think I'm great in really any way, but I'm definitely not afraid to communicate. And being a pilot forces you to be not afraid and forces you to be pretty good, forces you to think before you speak, forces you, which I don't always do, forces you to be clear. These are all great things. I think communication is one of the strongest skills, one of the best skills that comes out of being a pilot, and one of the things that makes people most successful in life. So, number 2, the C, communicators. Okay, my R in the SCRAPPY acronym. The R, resourceful. Pilots are going to find a way to make it happen. Whether it's finding a way to get the airplane in the air that's safe, or finding a way to get safely to their destination, or finding the time to fly, or finding people to fly with, finding people to give the experience to, they are simply resourceful. Okay? They will find a way to make it happen. Now, this might not sound the greatest from me because, well, I just sold my airplane, and in a previous video, my last couple videos, I've talked about how I'm taking a break from flying maybe at the time. That doesn't mean I won't be back. I'm working on the resourcefulness now that's going to get me back. We're passionate about what we do, and we are resourceful to make it happen. Okay, my A in the acronym SCRAPPY. Pilots are generally agile. They are agile, meaning they can pivot quickly. They can move from one thing to another in a way that maybe others can't. Okay? I don't just mean agile in that they're slim and fit, although it is a little bit difficult to be an exceptionally large pilot. Airplanes are not big generally, so there may be some physical attributes to the agility. But what I mean is they're mentally agile. They're sharp. They're easy. They can easily switch gears, right? Maybe their first plan didn't work out, so they found a new way, right? Or maybe they had some weather roll in, and they had to be quick on their feet to decide what the best course of action is. Or maybe in the airplane, and I've only had some very small things occur while I was flying, but maybe in the airplane, they had an instrument that quit on them. Or they ran into some trouble where their headset failed or some other device failed, and they had to, on their feet, think quickly. They had to be agile. I think being agile will make you a successful pilot, but all pilots that go through training and really start flying will become more agile. I think they just in general are agile. And that, like any of these skills in the acronym, that agility, it goes into your personal life, right? You will be more agile at work. You'll be more decisive, ready to make decisions, ready to pivot when the time comes. It's a powerful thing, guys. So the A in my acronym is agile. Okay, we're down to the last three letters in SCRAPPY. So we have the first P. Generally, pilots are passionate. Well, that's why I'm standing in front of this camera, because I'm passionate about what aviation has done for me, and I'm passionate about aviation in general. And I think most pilots have that passion. I don't know the saying, I didn't look it up, but generally it's pretty well regarded that if a pilot hasn't told somebody they're a pilot in any given day or any given social function, they're not feeling great about it. We want to tell people. We're so passionate about it. We want to tell people. We want to drag more people into flying. That's why I'm standing here right now. Just in general, we're passionate about what we do. And again, I think that passion can go into our personal lives. We believe in the things that we're doing. I'm passionate about my wife. I'm passionate about my kids. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to continue that relationship. Again, I can't speak for everybody, but I think the passion that we show to be great pilots, or the passion we show for the love of aviation, again, it goes well beyond aviation. It becomes who we are. Okay, we got one more P to go. We're getting to the end, only two more letters. Okay, this P is quite practical, although practical is not the P. It's just something that is a little bit, more clear. I think a lot of pilots are punctual. We're punctual because we have small windows of time that we get to fly, or we really have to be careful and thoughtful about our flight plans, and time really matters. If we're not punctual when we leave the airport, perhaps the winds change and our entire plan goes away. Of course, we can always be agile and change, but we're punctual. We have to squeeze a lot of things in to a short period of time to be pilots, and at the end of the day, punctuality is the only way we can do it. We have to think through, make a plan, make a schedule, and follow it. Be on time. Punctuality is one of the keys to success in life, no doubt about it. And I think flying necessitates punctuality, and you'll find that most pilots are, in fact, that thing, punctual. Okay, you made it this far. The last letter in Scrappy. Why? I think being a pilot, being part of this aviation community, having a dream of flying keeps us youthful. Ever since I was just this little boy, if any time an airplane flew over or a helicopter, I was eyes in the sky, just staring. And to this day, I'm still that kid. I believe that chasing your dream, chasing your passion, whether it's flying or otherwise, keeps you young at heart. And we never want it to end. We always want to be able to go out to the airport. We always want to be able to chase our dream. And that keeps us young. As soon as you stop believing in yourself, and as soon as you stop believing there's a chance that you can chase your dream, your youth goes away. You become defeated. And I think that being a pilot, being in this flying community, is a dream that most of us can't stop chasing. If you can't stop chasing it, you will remain youthful. When you remain youthful, you remain energetic. You remain somebody that people want to be around. You remain productive in your personal life. You remain you. You remain fun, right? So the why in Scrappy, again, is youthful. I'll just sum it up one more time. Pilots are scrappy. We are skilled. We're generally great communicators. We're resourceful. We're agile, passionate, punctual, and youthful. That's why I think you should be a pilot. If you want to go fly, learn how to fly. Take a couple lessons. Dive in. It's not for everybody, but if it is for you, you'll know it really quickly, and I encourage you to give it a try. Thanks for joining me on My Time to Fly, guys. I'm going to keep the videos coming, and I appreciate you being here. See y'all later.